Word of Life, July 2022. There is need of only one thing. From the Gospel of Luke chapter 10 verse 42. Jesus is making his way to Jerusalem, where his mission will be fulfilled. On the journey, he stops in a village at the home of Martha and Mary. The evangelist Luke describes the reception that the two sisters give to Jesus. Martha fulfills the traditional role of housekeeper and was distracted by her many tasks as she provides hospitality, while Mary sat at Jesus' feet and listened to what he was saying. Mary's attentiveness is countered by Martha's agitation, and in fact, to her complaints about being left alone to serve, Jesus replies, "Martha, Martha, you're worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her." This passage is situated between the parable of the Good Samaritan, which is arguably one of the greatest descriptions of love of neighbor, and the passage recounting how Jesus taught the disciples to pray, which is certainly the greatest explanation of our relationship with God the Father. Thus, it is almost like a pivotal point on the scales balancing love for our neighbor and love for God. There is need of only one thing. The protagonists of this gospel passage are two women. The dialogue that takes place between Jesus and Martha describes the friendship that allows the latter to complain to the master. But what is the service that Jesus would like? For him, it is important that Martha should not worry, that she should set aside the traditional tasks assigned to women, and that she too should listen to his word, like Mary is taking on a new role as a disciple. The message of this text has often been reduced to contrasting active and contemplative life, almost as if there were two alternative religious approaches. However, both Martha and Mary love Jesus and want to serve him. In the Gospel, in fact, does not say that prayer and listening to the word are more important than charity, but rather that we need to find a way to link these two loves in an indissoluble way. The two loves, love of God and love of neighbor, are not opposed to each other, but are complementary because love is one. There is need of only one thing. How do we understand what is the one thing that is needed? The beginning of the sentence can help us do this. Martha, Martha. In the repetition of the name, which can almost be seen as a rebuke, there's really a personal vocational call. It seems, therefore, that Jesus is calling Martha to a new way of relating to him, to weaving a bond with him, not as a servant, but as a friend who's entering into a profound relationship with him. Chiara Lubick writes, Jesus used these circumstances to explain what is most necessary in human life, to listen to the word of Jesus. And for Luke, who writes this passage, listening to the word also means living it. This is what you have to do too. Welcome the word and let it bring about a transformation in you. But that is not enough. You should remain faithful to it and hold it in your heart so that it shapes your life, just as the earth holds seeds within it so that they may sprout and bear fruit. Therefore, bear the fruits of new life, the effects of the word. There is need of only one thing. Who knows how many opportunities we have to welcome the Master into the intimacy of our home, just like Martha and Mary, and to sit listening at his feet like true disciples. Often our worries, illnesses, commitments, and even joys and satisfactions plunge us into a whirlwind of things to do, leaving us no time to stop and recognize the Lord and listen to him. This word is a precious opportunity to practice choosing the better part, that is, listening to His word and acquiring the inner freedom that enables us to act according to what it says in our daily lives. It can enable us to carry out actions that are the fruit of a loving relationship that gives meaning to service and listening.